Actually, I don't think I would call this a problem. It's more like a blessing, as I have came up on some saw blades that was undersized, just enough to where they would not fit this saw. And if I may explain something to you, if you have one of these saws and have had the problem of getting a blade to fit the saw, I found out the problem on this one was right in this area right there. This thing right here fits right in there like that, and then the guides goes on each side of it here. It goes up and down like that to tighten up your blade. Well, it can't go down enough because of that cast iron flash there. When it was made, they did not do any metal finishing. What I'm going to do is remove that flashing. I'm going to take a chisel and knock that flashing away. Now this is cast iron. Just keep in mind that cast iron will break really quick. So if you're a little hesitant about beating on cast iron, by all means don't do it. But that's flashing, and that's pretty much gone right there. I do have a rotary, file. I could drag it out, rotary that out. I could take this off, put it in a milling machine. There's a multitude of ways that I could do that. But I really like to, I like to do file work. And with cast iron, you do not want to end up with any sharp corners. You want to radius everything, and if you leave a sharp corner right there, then that's just a crack waiting to happen. Cast iron with a good coarse file, you can remove some metal. Now do not be misled that this was a fault of the saw. It was not. It was a fault of the blades being undersized. Instead of being 64.5 inches, I think they was like 64 1/8. I like them cheap blades. That's not to say that I have not run into a high price blade that was undersized, even though I get good service out of cheap blades. But now I have tuned this machine up as far as adjustments everywhere else. This is a modification. So at this point, I'm going to assemble it back together and try the blade on it to see how much play I do have in it. If I don't have enough, I'll take it back apart and take some more metal off of here. And if you have a problem with these Chinese saws, it's in the adjustment. And the adjustment is right in this hole right here. And after we put the guides back on here, if you need to make adjustment of your blade coming off, then it'll be right in that hole right there. These goes on like so. This little saw right here, 4x6, horizontal or vertical, it's in the same category as that old Miller Buzz Box welding machine. You know, every shop at one time had one of them. So you put those back in like that. This will go up and down once we get it tightened up. And just hold pressure over there, tighten those up. That's the way it's supposed to work. Tighten all screws. The way this thing works when you put that back together is the spring goes right in there. This adjusting, tightening screw goes in the top. And when you tighten that up, as you can see, the blade goes, it tightens up. So actually with this modification, all the way to where it bottoms out, the last screw thread, where it bottoms out, where I am now, most likely I could go down all the way to a 64 inch blade, possibly at this point here. This, if I might add, this was not a fault of the saw. It was actually a fault of the blade manufacturer. The company that made the blades cut the blades too short. Had the blades not been too short, then I would not have had to done this. To install the blade on this machine is take the blade like so and just roll it up and down until you get it into the alignment guides. Roll it on the bottom, feed it in, feed it around on the top. It is now on both rollers. At this point, all you would do is tighten up the adjustment. Okay, we got the blade on yonder. It's hand tight. Close the guard. Turn the saw on. We're good to go. And after it runs a few rounds, tighten it again and just kind of feel the tension. Not too tight, not too loose. This is using the undersized blade. The modifications was made to that area right in there. Just trim that away, and that way you can get your blade on. It's a little block down in the hole there that's what keeps it where it can't go down there and put a short blade on. The cut with this saw is just, it surprises me every day.